Now, have you heard that they're going to close this school?
Yes, I have.
And what do you think about that?
It's like overwhelming. The school is getting closed down. The first thing that ran through my mind is why? For what purpose? What's the outcome? After the school gets closed down, then what? In the meantime, it's getting closed down. What? What are the kids going to go through? The parents? Do they have a plan? What is going on? Like, why?
That's another problem. The parents are being, left in the dark about the plans, and we don't have. They're not asking for our input. It seems like everything is being thrown at us, and at the very last minute.
I think that the plan is it wasn't very well thought out, because even though we are a global village school zone and we do all work together as far as educational, every area is not friends. So if my child from this side of town, you trying to send her over to Burnett, that's two different sides of town. It's a war going on out here. Ain't nobody think about that though.
So we are here talking to her, and she is a parent of 3 children who have been or are students at Miller Street School. What do you think about the school?
I think this is a great school. It's family oriented. I'm delightful that my kids come here, and I know they're in a safe haven. I know that the people that work here have their best interest at heart, and I wouldn't want to send them to any other school.
So you've heard about the plan to close Miller Street and send the children to either Peshine or to Louise Spencer. And what do you think about that?
I think that's terrible.
Why?
I feel it's terrible because you're taking children from this school and putting them in another school that's not doing better than this school. I think this school has done better over the years, and they're going to overcrowd a school, and these kids just not going to have the one-on-one attention that they would get if they were here and the classes are much smaller.
What kind of hardship would it impose on you as a parent if your child had to go to, let's say, Spencer?
Well, as a single parent of 4 children, I think is a great hardship, because my older children pick my younger child from here while I work. I work in the evenings, and I know this school is only a block away, and to have them cross all these major streets to go get my other child from that school, it's gonna worry me, because I know right here, if my child can't get here, I know one of these teachers would love to bring my child home. I don't have that type of connection with another school. My kid is gonna be in a school where nobody knows her, and they don't know my situation. Here, everybody's personal. Everybody knows my situation, and I'm comfortable with leaving my child in their hands.
What's the best thing about this school?
It's a family setting. It's like a family. So, when you talk to people in the family, you know what's going on, you can help one another. That's the type of environment that's here.
And why do you think that is so?
Because of the teachers and the principal. She keeps everybody interacting with everybody. Everybody's engaged in, like I said, a family situation. If something's going on here, she try to correct it there, find out what the problem is, recommend you to different agencies or whatever. Whatever problem is that can be helped. This is a good school. They learn a lot in here, and they consume a lot, and they do have a lot of activities for the children, and they interact with the parents and family members, and they have math nights and everything here, where the children get to be able to interact with different activities and things like that, and the parents also. So
parents have math night as well?
Yep, right with the children. They're all into not only math night, whatever, the science, whatever night it is. They have different themes for different nights or whatever. And they have a lot of activities for the kids, so they don't be out there like they're doing the little Valentine thing. Something for the children to do. They don't have to be outside.
This is Maria Gonzalez, and I understand you have children at Miller Street School.
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us about your children?
I have one daughter. She's 9, and she came from the Dominican Republic, so she was put into Miller Street for the bilingual program.
And why is that bilingual program so important to you?
For not just for me, but all the other kids who come from a Caribbean island and they don't know, language is not their primary language. They need the help of the Spanish teachers to be able to get to when they don't need them anymore and just learn the English language. But they can't without the bilingual program.
What's the importance of Miller Street School in terms of that bilingual education?
Miller Street is the only bilingual school that we have.
In this area?
In this area, yes.
Mm-hmm. So, what would happen if Miller Street closed?
Then my child, along with 43 or 44 other children, will be just put out, if you want to just say that, because there won't be, they won't have the bilingual program. They won't have their structure. They won't be comfortable. They'll just be put into a normal classroom. Then they'll just be lost because they still don't know, some of them, the English language, so they won't be able to survive.
Have you heard where the students will be transferred if this school is closed?
Yes. Spencer.
And what do you know about them in terms of the bilingual program?
To my knowledge, I didn't know that Spencer had a bilingual program. So I'm here. If they do, I didn't know about it.
I understand that the students who come here who speak Spanish as their native language at home, mm-hmm. This is a special school for them. Why is that so?
Because they have a lot of staff that can communicate with the parents. Coming from a home where my mom only spoke Spanish, I can understand the fear of these parents sending their child to school where they don't have anybody to communicate with them as far as their native language and explain to them certain things, like, just because you're sending a flyer home in English, some parents not going to understand none of that. They feel comfortable here because there's a lot of people that work here that can relate to them in their language.
I'm here with Lyndon Brown, who's president of the PTA at 13th Avenue School. Mm-hmm. A very good PTA, I might add.
Thank you.
And a good president.
Thank you.
Tell us about this merger between Martin Luther King School and 13th Avenue. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it was a merger that was planned and preconceived without community and parent engagement. So I'm kind of taken aback about that. I feel that before the plan was even rolled out to the community, that the parents from the schools, both schools, should have been informed, should have been engaged about what the process would be and why we were selected to merge, since we're two failing schools merging. I have a major concern about. If we were being merged with a school that was high performing, that may, cause a different dynamic. But because of, the current administrations that we have at both schools, both of them being new to those schools, because of the various varied student populations at both schools, I have grave concerns.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me just play devil's advocate. I have been in circles where there are so-called education stakeholders, and they all say, yeah, we should have talked to the parents, and okay, but now we got to go ahead because March is coming up, and that's when the budget has to be struck. So let's just go ahead and do it. What's wrong with the plan?
The plan is set up to fail because you have not engaged the community or the parents. The staff at both schools are kind of stunned about what's happening. It's causing a major distraction because NJS testing is scheduled to occur again over the next several months, March, April, May, NJS testing is going to be occurring in our schools. And it's a distraction for those teachers who now have to wonder, am I going to have a job in September? Why should I put a lot of effort into this school and to these students when I'm not going to be here in September? So maybe their level of commitment to those children may waver because of the fact that some of them are looking to abandon ship.
They say that there's room here for the entire Martin Luther King population to come over and be absorbed. Is there enough space here?
There is space, but there is not enough space to absorb the entire student population at Dr. Martin Luther King without there, having some adverse effects on the school climate and culture and academic performance at 13th Avenue School.
Tell me about that.
Well, we have 40% of our students who are special needs students, and they should be in the least restrictive environment. So in 15 or 20 of our classes there are autistic students, and the cap on this enrollment have to be 6 or less. In our special needs classes, the maximum enrollment should be 12. And so we have quite a few rooms that may not have 20, 25 students in those classrooms. However, they are not underutilized as far as academic instruction and services for the students who are special needs.
So if you just look at it from the standpoint of numbers, then it makes it seem like it may be, quote unquote, 50% underutilized.
Yes.
But actually you're saying these rooms are being used in the way they should be because
Right.
of the nature of the population.
Exactly. And I don't think that was factored in to this decision when it was made.
Well, when you look at let's say what the characteristics and the personality of 13th Avenue and the personality at Martin Luther King, what do you really see that these schools need?
I know currently at Dr. King, the parental involvement is very, very low. 13th Avenue School, our parental involvement is great. As a matter of fact, we're going to be receiving 5 awards from the New Jersey PTA for outstanding parental involvement for this past school year. So next month we're going to be going to the state convention to receive awards. So parental involvement at both schools is not at the same level. I know that both of the schools have new administrators at those schools, and I know that we are currently in year 7, and I believe Dr. King may be in year 8, year 9, as far as making AYP. So I have grave concerns about that.
So you're saying it's like bringing one struggling population and putting it with a second struggling population and hoping that something good is going to happen.
Exactly. What's the academic mission and plan for those two schools after they merge? What type of resources and programs and services are going to be implemented in order to make sure that we have a true impact on student achievement? Because just to merge two failing schools, with inexperienced administrators, with administrators and teachers who have exhibited, low performance in some of the classrooms, that is of great concern.
So what is the plan for academics at 13th Avenue?
We have not been given a plan. A plan has not been shared with us as far as what the academic vision is for 13th Avenue School. We were told that technology will be the primary focus for the fall for the two schools once they merge. But even now, currently, we have problems with our technology here at 13th Avenue School. A lot of the teachers would not receive the professional development that they need in that area. So, and I don't know what the caliber of technology proficiency is at Dr. King currently.
Mm-hmm. If you were to just look at 13th Avenue, what do you need to make this a successful school?
We need major professional development. We need
what kind of professional?
Professional development when it comes to differentiated instruction, when it comes to technology, infusing technology in the curriculum, when it comes to classroom management, when it comes to our special needs population. There is no degree that a teacher can get in autism. You get a degree in special education, and so when it comes to evaluating our teachers, the majority of our administrators do not have a background in special education, and particularly in autism. So when it comes to effective evaluations of those teachers, some of them are doing a great job, yet a lot of them have received unfair observations and evaluations because of the lack of professional development on the part of our administrators, which is something we brought up to the district over the past several years, but we've seen no growth in that area. In addition to the teachers, a lot of the per diem aides that they hire, a lot of the classroom aides don't have any professional development when it comes to autism and special education.
So if you merge the two populations, what do you lose?
You lose the zest for education. I foresee, and I've seen a lot of the veteran teachers have become a little bit complacent. I believe that students and teachers become conditioned to the environment. So when you are at a low performing school and you are a student who's trying to excel, if the climate in your classroom or in your school is not of such, where there is rigorous coursework going on in the classroom, then you're going to conform to just, mediocre instruction. And the same things with the teachers, demanding more, expecting more from their students, getting peer support, peer mentoring is important.
And you think that's going to go down, that's going to slip because you bring in the other students? Why is that?
Not so much the students, but I think the teachers that you're bringing in. I'm very concerned about the process in which those teachers who are going to be brought here is going to take place. Are you going to have any process whereby the criteria will be the teachers who have the best attendance, who've had major professional development, teachers who are parent friendly, teachers who have great evaluations? What is going to be the criteria for selecting the teachers that you're going to be merging here with 13th Avenue School? I'm very concerned about that. And who's going to monitor that process? I don't feel that our current administrators are equipped to handle that initiative.
They just want to close these schools down. They make room
we need you to kind of get closer so we can capture your sound.
They just want to close these schools down so they can make room for charter schools, and all the other students. They're not going to get accepted those charter schools. Only a few, because you have to go through a process, and if you're not qualified, you're just not going to get picked, and then you're going to be shifted around to different schools, and the parents are going to get frustrated. It's crazy. I gotta go because it's old.